What's up guys, in this video I want to show you how you can take a low poly mesh like this. Now I'm not going to show you the whole optimizing, triangulation workflow setup. There's a lot that goes into preparing a game asset, and I have a few videos but not quite everything that you need yet. So I'm just going to assume you already have your low poly, and I want to show you how you can bake this inside of Marmoset. Just a quick one before we get started. Ryu and I have our Blender Bros Patreon. Every single month you guys will get all sorts of cool exclusive stuff, decal packs, tutorial videos, art critiques, basically everything you need to really get good at Blender. This month we have a sci-fi spaceship tutorial. I think you'll really enjoy it if you guys are hard ops and box cutter users, and we also have some vanilla stuff over there as well. So be sure to take a look. I think you guys will learn a lot over there. Link in the description below. So this right here is the high poly. You can see we have these little bolts right here. We have this little thing down here. We have these little details. We have a lot of stuff. And this is once again the low poly. So we're going to bake that detail right onto the low poly in Marmoset. Now Marmoset is incredibly powerful, guys. I cannot begin to explain how awesome this thing is, and you'll see why in a second. So basically what you do is you take your low poly and you take your high poly. Make sure they have the same name with underscore low and underscore high on them, and I would also recommend changing the object data to the same name. And what we're going to do is take the low poly and export it. We'll export as FBX, so File, Export FBX, and I already have these exported. I'll just do it again. So export as the low, and then for the high poly one, I'm going to select that and then export this as the high poly, and make sure you name them accordingly because the naming will not carry over in the exporter. So just make sure you name those the same thing as up here. So now once we're here in Marmoset, what we have to do is simply click on this new bake button. It's a picture of bread, so you can't miss it. New bake, click on it. We're going to go here to the loader, click on load, and this is where we load in our FBXs. And I'm going to use a different one that I prepared. So these two, we'll open them. And make sure once again that your naming has underscore low and underscore high. That's very, very important. And we basically have both of these in here now. Now to pan or move around, Alt left mouse button to kind of pan the scene, Alt middle mouse button, and to move the HDRI, Shift and right mouse button. So really easy. Okay, so right now we're looking at our low poly. If you want to look at the high poly, we can click on the H button, and to turn off the low we'll just click on the L. And this is basically what these do. You can preview the high poly and you can preview the low poly. But what we want to do is bake out our maps, right? That's the important part. So a few different things I want to mention, but I'm going to wait on that. Let me first of all move my face a little bit so you can see the menu here. Alright, so I'm going to preview the actual bake. So to do that, we click on this P button, and what we're going to have to do is choose a new output path. So you can just make this wherever you want. I'm just going to call this or tut for tutorial, and make sure you change the file type to a PNG. I already did this tutorial once, or did this crate once, so ignore these, pretend these aren't here. Make this a PNG and then click on save, and now whenever you bake the maps they will be baked as a PNG. Alright, so now what we want to do is obviously preview the bake. So let me first of all turn on the low poly, and it looks like it's already done a little bit, but anyways what you do is you click on the preview button, and that's going to preview the bake for you. So there it is. It's going to take a second to load in, but you should be able to see your previews in here very nicely. Now keep in mind this detail is already looking really, really nice. Like if we zoom in on here, this is just insanely good. Now we can make this look a lot better just because it's not the highest quality bake yet. This right here is literally a bake and it looks realistic. I mean, I can't complain about that one. And the detail up here is also baked, so that's really good. And keep in mind, this was what we had before, pretty much a bare bones crate. So to make this a bit higher quality, let me show you what you do. First of all, we want to go to this Bake Project 1 button. We want to go to the sample count and change this to something like 16. You could do 64. Bake might take a bit longer. We're going to up the tile size to 4K by clicking this arrow, and that should be fine. And I also want to make sure I bake the other maps like curvature, AO, and material ID. So we'll do that, and we're going to click on bake again. And if I zoom in, you're going to notice that when I click on bake, let me kind of pan, this is going to be a lot higher quality. So give it a second, and once it bakes, you're going to see most of this aliasing will actually go away. Give it a second to finish loading. Look at that. Much better. Takes a little bit longer to bake, but worth all the time spent. And now you have like basically no aliasing. So it's just insane, guys. Like, look at this. If we zoom in here, you can barely tell this is a normal map. Maybe if you zoom in really close, but Marmoset is just insane. So down here we have a good bake. The only issue with baking over edges is that sometimes we can still actually see the edge of the low poly, and that's kind of a limitation. I would recommend not baking over edges like that. I would just keep the geo and make it lower poly. So we have that. We also have these up here. I want to show you how to fix skews, because sometimes these bakes can be a little bit skewed and weird looking. So let me show you that real quick. So if I go to the low button right here and go to paint skew, what I can actually do is kind of average out these normals a bit, so kind of smooth them out. So we're going to click and drag around and watch what happens when I release the mouse button. See how they kind of look a bit more natural and less skewed? That is the reason we want to do that. So we're going to close this out. We don't need that. We're going to go to the bake project again and click on bake, and this is going to bake in that detail as well. So once again, you might have to wait a second depending on the speed of your machine for it to bake. And now we have that detail baked in. And every time you click bake, it's going to bake. It's going to save the maps to the place you chose to bake them to. So whenever you chose that file location, that is where you can access the maps. So it's just crazy, guys. Like, this is probably as good of a normal map as you're going to get. And Marmoset does all of this in just a few clicks. So yeah, it's really powerful. Now we can even preview these maps in Blender. Let me show you how. What we do is we pull up the shader editor. We're going to go to the object panel and we're going to add a new material. So in here we want to actually bring in that normal map and the AO if you want to preview the AO as well. So you can just use the principled textured setup by pressing Ctrl-Shift-T. Make sure you have Node Wrangler turned on. We're going to go to Create. We're going to open up the normal map. We'll do that first. It's going to set everything up for you very nicely. And now if we go into material mode and give this a darker color, maybe metallic, you can see we have this all baked in really nicely. See that? Looks perfect. Now if you want to preview the AO as well, you simply have to bring that one in. So we'll open up the, where is it? The AO. Open that up. And if it doesn't open up, which I don't think it does with Node Wrangler, we'll simply add in our own image texture, go to open, and open it up. And to use AO is quite easy. We need to ignore the white values, so we're going to add in a color node right here, mix RGB. We're going to change this to multiply. We'll go into multiply. We're going to connect this up here, and then connect this up here. And then if we want to kind of play with the AO a bit, kind of determine how big it is, we can add in a color ramp. So drop one of these in and you can kind of play with the AO. I wouldn't go too hard on it though. You can mess with it and see what you get. You can get like weird effects if you invert it, but I wouldn't go too high up, otherwise it's going to look kind of crazy. But you can kind of play with how heavy that shadow is. I wouldn't go too high though. Maybe like right here. And now what we have is a nice looking crate. This is literally all baked. This is not geo. Looks insane. One final thing I like to do just for fun is because on these metallic textures that you make, like the normal maps sometimes cause these weird like particles. I don't know if you can see them very well. Let me make this a bit darker. You want to be careful with playing with that because the color ramp might not like you. But I don't know if you can see it, probably not with YouTube's compression, but there are these like weird little dots around here from the maps. So you can actually make this look a bit more bumpy naturally by simply adding in a vector bump node right here, and then adding in an image texture, a noise, and simply connecting the factor to the height here. And all you have to do is wait for it to load in, make the scale really high, and simply drop the strength. You don't have to go high at all. And then as you slowly increase the strength, you get these really nice little kind of bumps on the surface. I'm going to make this even higher. You can kind of play with that and see how much of an effect you want. I like to make mine very, very subtle on the surface. And you can bring these maps into any software, guys, Unreal, Unity, whatever you want, and this is how you bake it. So hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully it gives you an idea of how to use Marmoset for your baking. And if you guys want more game asset tutorials, let me know and tell me what you want, and I'll think of if I want to do them or not. Depends on how interested I am, but you guys seem to like these game asset tutorials, so just let me know. Also, if you want a tutorial on an asset like this, I can do that as well. But I feel like most of you guys are pretty proficient at Blender. I don't know. If any of you are new and want a tutorial on a basic crate, I'll do that as well. So let me know. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video.